Hello, in this Big Bang Bot, and today I got two packages from Japan, both from the same seller. Now, I know what's inside these, but I don't know which one is in which, so I'm just gonna play a little eeny, meeny, miny, mo game. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, blah, 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 eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Looks like we're gonna open the one on the left first. I wonder which one's in this one. Both of these are Japanese PS2 games, I can tell you that. And the one inside here is... And I'm just going to open it a bit more. I can see what's inside here, but let's just open the bubble wrapping. Or I'm just going to open the bubble wrapping. Ooh, let's just use scissors. I don't know if that will help or not, but whatever. Here it is! Harry Potter to Azkaban no Shujin! Or something like that. Or Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Yeah, it still has the same name in Japan. So anyway, this is the Japanese version of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban on the PS2. And I got both of these for a really good price, and they both had free shipping, so that's really nice. So, I actually don't own this game in English. I did try to buy the English version before, but it didn't have the disc, so I couldn't get it. And the PS2 version even has some iToy exclusive mini games, which the GameCube and Xbox versions don't have. Now, when it comes to this game in Japan, I think that all of the versions came out except for the Xbox version, because the Xbox wasn't very successful in Japan. But that didn't stop, like, some companies from releasing some of their games exclusive to Japan. The only game that I can think of that was exclusive to the Xbox in Japan, which was multi-platform everywhere else, was The Simpsons Hit and Run. Which was odd. But, hey, whatever. So, here's the front of the box. Now, I much prefer this cover over the non-Japanese cover, which has some in-game graphics that just looks meh. This looks a lot better. While Ron does look weird. And Hermione also looks a bit weird, but Ron looks weird. It still looks nice enough, and it definitely looks better than the non-Japanese box. So let's look inside. Oh, wait, first I'm going to look at the back. We have some stuff. Some Japanese writing, which most of it I can't make out, because only a little bit. And it turns out that this game uses 64 KB of data, one player. Or it could be 1 to 4 players. That might just be more players, I don't know. And here's the back. Now, when it comes to finding Japanese videos on this game, I think there's like one on the Japanese PC version, but that's about it. So, yeah, that's interesting. And I think this is going to be the same game as the non-Japanese version, but I never played the non-Japanese version, so this will be interesting for me. Let's take a look at the disc. Most Japanese games have like, or Japanese PS2 games have like this transparent view and not like the harder view from like non-Japanese PS2 games. It's hard to explain, but basically discs which look a bit more like this instead of like hard printed. And the back, oh my word, this disc is so clean. I barely see any, I only see tiny bits of dots and like, I barely see any scratches. I don't even think I see any. That is such a clean disc. And let's take a look at the manual. Well, I'll be taking a look at the manual. So, here's the front cover thingy. And there's just a screenshot from the game of the characters. And it has some Japanese writing. Thingy, or thingy-majiggies. And there's just a lot of things which I can't read. And it just shows us that stuff. Then it shows us Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Now, Hermione, especially in the first 2 Harry Potter movies, this is just a little thing, but she reminds me a lot of someone in my form, and I mean a lot, as in, like, her older version, and even her, I mean, you know, her younger version, silly me, but even her older version reminds me of that same person. More text, Dumbledore, stuff. It's not really the best Japanese manual in the world. Most of the pictures are just from, like, the game, and just images of the characters from the game. It's not the best and most colourful Japanese manual, but at the very least it's in colour, so that's nice. And here's the back with Harry on Buckbeak. No, Harry and Hermione on Buckbeak, I'm sorry. And it just says some more things, like the Japanese EA website for this game. or just the Japanese website of this game, and just the main Harry Potter website in general. There's some more stuff, and yeah. So that was Harry Potter to Azkaban no Shujin. That's just a mouthful, and it's just hard. Although it does show us a Japanese girl playing one of the iToy exclusive minigames, which was only in the PS2 version. And I do have an iToy. It's up there. So, yeah, that's nice, I guess. Now let's open the other package. I don't know, and you will find out what's in this one, and I know what's in here, but you will find out, but you know what's in here if you read the title, and if you have actual common sense. Bubble wrap can be annoying sometimes. I'm just gonna get scissors on here just to see if that helps. Don't know if that helps, but whatever. I've nearly opened it. There we go. Nearly. Anyway, it's Crash Bandicoot 5. Crash Cortex no Yabo. Oh, I forgot the E bit. Anyway. Yeah, that translates to Crash Bandicoot 5, the ambition of Crash and Cortex, or what the rest of the world knows as Crash to Insanity. Now, finding Japanese videos on this game, it really isn't that hard, unlike that. Because Japanese people, love Crash, and yeah. So, I really like this cover. I do have the European version, so I can compare it to that cover. Here's the European cover with a sticker on it, but that's just because the seller, how it was sold back when I got this. Anyway, as for what I prefer the Japanese box, and the European box, while not bad, it's still okay, but I much prefer the Japanese box. The European box is like the American version, just with a different art style, and I definitely prefer the European box over the American box, but the Japanese box reigns superior over all of them. And here's the back, with some more stuff, and then we see some art of Crash and Cortex, and the evil twins, some screenshots of the game. Now, I think this is the least different Japanese Crash game, which isn't one of the GBA games. Why? Mainly because they practically changed nothing, at least from what I've seen. I think the only thing they really changed was the language, obviously, and the text. But I think that everything else was, exactly the same. No Crash Bandicoot theme, nothing. Plus, this game was a PS2 exclusive in Japan, so, yeah. And somehow activated 8. Ooh, never mind. So anyway, here's the disc. I have actually seen this. This was the seller, which might have even been the same seller of these two games, which were showing for Cortex, and it was showing, all of the... showing this game as well, and the disc is just as clean as the one for Harry Potter. I do see one scratch, but I do see a couple of scratches, but they're really light and they're very few and far between. The Harry Potter disc did look a bit cleaner, but that is still an extremely clean disc. And here's the manual, which already looks better than the one for Harry Potter. I mean, it's got some Japanese artwork of Crash and Cortex and just some stuff. It's like all of the Japanese Crash games. It shows Crash's movesets. And it shows Cortex and Cortex's playstyle, even though they actually don't show any Japanese pictures other than this one, as in Japanese art. Then it shows Japanese art for Nina and her moves. And yeah, she does look a bit weird there. And then it just shows us all of Crash and Cortex's moves, which is really unique since they actually did art for it, which looks really nice. I've never seen this manual in my life before, ever. And then you see the very weird looking Aku Aku Nuka Ruka that's always in the Japanese manuals of Crash. And then we have Coco and the evil twins. And Cortex with a beehive on his head. Then we have the apples and the... Wait, what were their Japanese names? I think they were Power... No, those are Power Stones in Japan. Those are apples and those... I think they're diamonds, actually. I don't know. They actually don't put the names in English, unlike in Raph Cortex's Japanese manual. And here are all the boxes in the game. Even though I don't remember seeing an empty steel crate in the game like that. I don't... Wait, yes, they were in the game, but I don't remember these being in the game. Maybe those, but not these. Well, I haven't played Wrath, of course. No, Twinsanity in ages. Then we have your TNTs with bombs on them and your nitro crates. And then you have your Aku Aku crates and your life crates, which look like the ones from Wrath Cortex. Then we have the nitro detonators. I don't remember them being in Twinsanity. Were these things added to the Japanese version or within the European version as well? I don't know. Then there's a checkpoint box that looks like the one in Wrath Cortex. Then you have the two new boxes in this game. The TNT explosion box and the save box. Which look like they should. But these boxes just look like they do in, like, Wrath Cortex, which is weird. And here are all the Japanese thingies for all the worlds. They didn't put any new art into these, which kind of sucks, because they're not the most Japanese-looking things ever. Maybe except for this. I think they're like all the same in the European version, but I don't know. I haven't played the European version in ages. And then we have Uka Uka, then we have the back of the manual Crash You, giving you a thumbs up. And I can just quickly compare the European disc. Now, this is what I meant. The Japanese discs always have transparent disc thingies, and these had more hard discs. It's hard to explain, but if you look at the two, you can see what I'm talking. You can hopefully see what I'm talking about. And then we can just take a look at the European manual. Can't wait to see how much worse this is compared to the Japanese manual. No colour. More generic, less art. Boxes, which actually look a bit more like than what they do in the game. And then it just has this code thingy, and then advertisements for Spyro A Hero's Tale, which isn't on the back of the Japanese box, and Spyro A Hero's Tale never came out in Japan, along with a whole bunch of other Spyro games. So yeah, that was my comparison with the Japanese... Wait, well, no, here's the back of the European box. Now, I think on the American Xbox box, there was a censored one, which was censored by the ESRB rating. That was like in the American version. And I don't know if it was in the American PS2 version, but it was in the American Xbox version. And I learned that by watching Stimpyland's re-review with Batman. So anyway, that was my unboxing of the Japanese versions of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban and Crash Twinsanity. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. This is Big Bang Bot, signing out.